Well, I've been asked a couple of times which are my favorite films. It varies from day to day. For today, maybe two of the films that are showing here at the festival, Mask of the Red Death, which is one of my Edgar Allan Poe pictures with Vincent Price, and The Intruder, which was a social commentary, as it were, on racial integration in the South that I did in 1960 with a new young actor, Bill Shatner, in his first picture. To me, the most exciting thing about being the filmmaker is coming up with the idea and developing the idea. Secondarily, when I was directing, would be the directing, but the directing is really the fulfillment of the idea. So it's the initial idea, the creativity involved with developing it into a script, and then from the script to the soundstage. Generally, it's an idea that appeals to me, but I feel it should also appeal to the public, which is not that big a difference because I'm not that different from the public. So it's an idea that will be interesting to me that I think can be made into a picture that will meet with audience approval, as it were. My advice today to a young filmmaker is that if he or she has the chance, go to a film school. There were very few film schools when I started, and we essentially all learned on the job. Today, you really get a good education, a good all-around background going to a good film school. If you can't go to a film school, there's so many independent, low-budget films being made all over the country now with digital cameras and so forth. I would say try to get a job on one of these pictures. Don't worry about the salary. You're really there to learn. So you go work on the picture, do the best job you can, but also look around and see what everybody else is doing so you're learning as you work. A number of the people who were writers, directors, or producers, or actors who started with me had worked with me as my assistant. For instance, Francis Coppola came out of the UCLA Film School as an editor, editing Russian propaganda out of some Russian science fiction films that I'd bought. And he worked with me as an assistant director also, and then went on to become a director. Ron Howard starred in one picture for me, and I remember when it was successful, he came in and we were talking about a sequel, and Ron said, I know every actor who's been in a successful picture, when they approach him for the sequel, he wants more money. He said, I will take exactly the same amount of money as the last picture, and I'll do another job for nothing. And I said, what is the job, Ron? He said, I'll direct it. And I said, you always look like a director to me, Ron. This is my first time at Traverse City. I was born in Detroit, and as a little kid, I used to vacation sometimes with my parents on Lake Michigan, but never at Traverse City. I'm delighted with everything here. It's a beautiful little town, and it's a very sophisticated small town, I think partially because of the film festival, but other cultural events here, and the festival has gone very well, so my wife and I are delighted.